The way she said it was so casual. You really like drinking blue stuff, huh? And it's like, all right.
Now I'm picturing you in the mirror with just a blue mustache being like, David, you're sick. You swore you would stop.
I just punched the mirror.
You're bleeding blue. No! Oh, fuck. You just hear your girl packing up in the front. I'm leaving you, you piece of shit.
Leave me with my blue drink.
Fine, go then.
Who needs you? I gotta tell her to listen to this episode.
The government growing babies, microchips in your anus. All koala bears are racist. The ozone layer owes me money. Martians invented turkey stuffing. Y'all can't tell me nothing.
You're once, twice, 3 times a lady. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, Gentiles and Lil Mommas alike. Welcome to another phenomenal episode of My Momma Told Me.
The podcast where we dive deep into the pockets of black conspiracy theories and we
finally worked to prove that everybody's always talking about Beyonce's fine-ass cousins, but ain't nobody talking about Beyonce's fine-ass uncles. That bitch got the most beautiful uncles that's ever walked this planet Earth, and they're hiding the uncles from us because they don't want the patriarchy to flip, making men be overly sexualized and women to gain the real power in the fucking country. This is all a big ruse, I'd say.
Let's
it's hiding
go.
Those gorgeous Beyonce uncles and cousins she got.
Hashtag bring back our boys.
Bring back our boys. I'm Langston Kerman.
I'm David Gborie. And we have something to talk about. That hashtag just realized, it made me, I do want to bring this up. We didn't even talk about this but this has come up in my recent life.
Yeah.
Remember how fast that hashtag Black Boy Joy got smashed? It never took off. Nobody wanted it. We didn't get any time with it.
No, we didn't get a lot of time with it. I will say, I never felt confident posting it. I would have felt.
Did you want to?
I think I would have felt deeply embarrassed at the idea of showing myself happy and putting hashtag Black Boy Joy under it. So I can't be the best advocate because I was too much of a coward to even fully invest.
Here's what I'm saying. That's the problem, brother.
Oh.
Why didn't you feel confident sharing your joy with the world? Of all the trash we spew on social media, you didn't feel comfortable being like, here's me with a snow cone enjoying my day. Or whatever you do to make you happy. It's not, the activity's not the point.
It's not, I'm not so much laughing at your choice of it being a snow cone and more laughing at the idea of that being the thing where I'm like, finally, I can express myself to the world. Finally, the world can see what my happiness really looks like. It's me away from my family eating a snow cone.
Hey, a low bar is easy to walk over. You know what I mean?
I feel it. I definitely feel it. Were you ever helping to promote Black Boy Joy?
That's what happened. That's what we were talking about is I also was a pussy and did not. But I did like the spirit of it. I did appreciate the spirit of it. I think maybe it felt coded in that it was buoyed up and that wasn't great. But the idea of a hashtag for black dudes being happy, yeah, I was for that.
I think the unfortunate part of the job that we do is that it creates a natural cynicism that the beautiful people who listen to us never have to fully live with. They can dip in and out of like whatever this game is that we're playing.
Brother,
but like
preach.
The reality is like I'm never going to get to enjoy hashtags. I'm never going to get to enjoy sort of like even the most like joyous moments that like we all collectively stand behind and cheer. Yes, finally, justice or happiness or whatever it is. There's a part of my brain that's constantly trying to think of bits and critique it and make it worse than it is.
Oh, that's my problem with trends. I feel like I miss out on so many great trends.
Dog.
Because, listen, everything is stupid besides 4 things.
Yeah, 100%.
That's real. That's real. There's like 4 things that aren't stupid. Everything else is stupid. And
the window for them not being stupid is so small.
Tiny. And the problem with getting good at this job is even the good stuff you can make stupid.
Yeah, no, you'll find a way.
you can fuck that shit up. And I take that burden on for you, the listener.
Yeah, you remember when, and it had a hot, like, fucking 6 months where everybody was going and getting the Sears photos taken, but they were doing them silly.
Awesome.
It was so funny.
In my heart, it's so funny.
I love that regular people were, like, being adventurous and silly and trying things outside of the scope of what they would normally want to do in their instinct. All of it was beautiful. And there was something in me, the deep, ugly hater in me was always like, nigga, y'all ain't funny.
Yeah.
You don't even know what you're doing.
Bro,
yeah.
I've wanted to get glamour shots with the homies many times.
It's so cool. It's funny.
It's really cool.
But as soon as it becomes popular, you can't.
Bro, last year, I was thinking it would be funny if we somehow got addresses and we sent out a Christmas card with Sears glamour shots, and I didn't bring it up because it's embarrassing.
Bro, I think that's so funny, and
It's so funny.
I wish either of us had the capacity to be able to be that in. You know what I mean?
You want to know what the fits were in my head?
Oh, go crazy.
You're sitting down, red turtleneck,
okay,
festive Christmas vest. I'm standing behind you, hand on your shoulder. It goes further.
Yeah, I'll listen.
Green turtleneck, one of those reindeer headbands.
Okay.
From our family to yours. It would have gone crazy.
Season's greetings.
Yeah, it would have gone crazy.
I'd like it if we wrote like kind of a long message on it. You know what I mean?
Oh, like what we've been doing too?
Yeah.
What we've been doing?
How all those cards, they kind of have like where they really take the season serious and they're going to teach you a little bit of a, you know, in these complicated times, we really here at the My Momma Told Me podcast cherish.
I want it to be a full recap. Like it's been a great season in our house. Olivia's been getting into baking. Langston's discovered burpees as a form of exercise, and David bought a bicycle.
That's so funny.
I can't even, bro. This is how fucked up I am. I can't even dress up for real.
No, that's real. Fuck
like
yeah.
I can dress up like for a wedding or something. That's fine. But like a costume party, Halloween, all that, I can't even, bro. I can't even do it.
Every single year, my wife, before the child was here, and now my wife, especially after our child is here, is constantly trying to get us to do joint costumes. That like somehow we wear all the same thing, and what a cute thing to do.
It is adorable.
And I destroy it every time. Every time. And now the only negotiation I've been willing to make, and this is 100% true, is that I told her I will do a joint costume with you and our child so long as I get to dress up as something that kills or imprisons you. I will do it.
Like they have to be the horses and you're a trainer or something?
Yeah, I have to be something sort of like not completely on board with whatever they are in order to do the joint costume.
Bro, I hate it. I wish I had, because I feel you. Do you remember when we all did the black show for Comedy Central?
Yeah, New Negroes. Yeah.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
On my night afterwards, we took a picture. And if you remember, that was right around when Black Panther came out.
Yeah.
And everybody in the picture was like, do the Wakanda forever. And I did it with middle fingers.
Hell yeah.
But it's just because I can't have anything nice.
No, I've never done that thing, the X shit. I've never done that sincerely once.
It sucks.
It stinks.
But I want to like it.
I was happy that people were happy. Like I saw all those pictures of people showing up to theaters dressed like Haile Selassie and fucking doing the Wakanda Forever thing, and I was like, yeah, that's hell yeah, that's good. But in the back of my mind, I was like, you're fucking losers.
Yeah, I was like,
and I'm making fun of you.
I was mad.
You have big issues with with that franchise, I would say.
I don't want to. Yeah. I don't want to be like this.
Sure.
I would rather not. Man, it's not even a real country, bro.
It's also not that good of a movie, but hey, where's a family restaurant? Enjoy.
If you want to hear my thoughts on Wakanda Forever, go to patreon.com/David Gborie. Purchase my special Birth of a Nation. I have a bit about it. Also, I have a bit about hooking up with an African woman.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, after Wakanda Forever.
I never did it as a result of African filmography. It was more.
To be honest, it almost felt like in spite of, because I was really tanking the date in the car. I was just because I was so angry about it.
Oh, you were shitting on a thing that she enjoyed to the point that you almost fumbled a beautiful. Damn.
Exactly, because I was like, you're African, you're not pissed? And she was from Sierra Leone, too. So I should have been minding my, because it was like,
this was supposed to be your wife, and you. And you really fucked that up.
Yeah, probably.
Damn.
Yeah. Two Sierra Leonean women I fumbled the bag with.
Damn, heartbreaking.
I know it. My mom. I mean, if I had talked to her about stuff like that, she would be upset. But she don't gotta know.
She has no clue. Great.
Yeah, you gotta have one that you've taken out in the daytime for a while.
Well, we can't dilly or dally any further on this. We and I say we, but mostly I came across a conspiracy that I guess it's easiest to just share the story of how this happened. A few weeks ago, I was in a Uber. I got in an Uber. I think I was in Atlanta at the time. And the driver was already playing a YouTube video over the speakers very loudly. He showed no evidence of being concerned whether or not I would enjoy said YouTube video. It was just, it was on. As I got in, I said hello. He may not have spoken back. I truly don't know because of how loud the video was playing. But either way, I got in this Uber and the man driving was watching a YouTube video where two podcasters were arguing about whether or not BBLs stink. Whether or not there is a stench associated with BBLs. And one gentleman
I'd rather check myself before I wreck myself.
One gentleman was pro and one gentleman was con, and I'll let you decide which is which in the case of stinky BBLs. But they were arguing very intensely about it, and I never really could make sense of it. And I thought, what a perfect conversation to bring back to my man from the Congo.
Come on.
So that we can unpack this thing together.
I love it because, I mean, okay, so first of all, I think we start here. Have you ever dealt with a BBL personally?
I have felt some, but I have never smashed any.
Same.
I've never had the pleasure. I've talked about this before on the podcast. I met my wife immediately after filming Insecure.
Yeah.
And have remained faithful the entire time. So a lot of the beautiful things that I could have had access to, I have not. And that is my burden to bear. And I continue to bear it.
That's like you missed the whole technology. You know what I mean? It's like you got married to the Nokia. you didn't know the iPhone was around the corner.
Yeah, and I keep being like, yeah, but the battery life is better. And everybody's like, I guess, bro.
Yeah. You're like, no, I really just love playing Snake. It's vintage now.
So neither of us have ever smashed a BBL.
Never got behind it in a meaningful way.
Damn.
No. And now I feel it could happen. It's not like a bucket list thing or anything.
I got you. It's a possibility still for you. And that gives me hope if that makes you feel anything.
Thank you. I mean, I will say, and I know this is going to sound crazy.
Yep.
And listen, I'm not I love ass. Sometimes they look crazy.
The BBLs?
Yeah. Sometimes it's like really like nuts.
A lot of times, I'm not going to say most because I've seen some spectacular ones. I know some folks who have gotten them and they look great, but there are quite a few BBLs that are stopping traffic for the wrong reasons.
Right.
Truly devastating work has been done to what otherwise could have been pretty gorgeous women.
I seen one at LaGuardia one time. And I was just like, just the nature that you got one and then you're still working at LaGuardia probably means it was done out of the country. And it just the legs to butt ratio was so crazy.
Yeah. That's when it's the worst is when them legs be little and that butt be big. It's like, oh no, this is a tragedy.
You got a little booty and that's cool. Because I
love those.
All this shit, I hate this. All this shit is for social media. If you're like any person who has some type of a type where they're like, I can't have anything else, but I am inclined to not believe you.
Not only do I not believe you, I also don't believe you've had sex with that many people when you're that picky about this shit.
Right. Like you don't think anybody with a little ass is doing stuff you like? That's crazy.
Yeah. And like part of and this isn't a pride statement, but it is a fact one. Part of getting numbers up is taking them numbers as they come. You know what I mean?
Come on. Everybody shoots ugly shots.
You got to be Lucy and Ethel fucking putting chocolates in your mouth.
Yeah.
A discerning.
I'm just trying to get full.
Good food. This is Chili's, baby. What you talking about?
And it's like the difference is like that's for all. It does speak to like a materialism type thing. I think where it's like that is a lot for other people, right? Because it's like if you're being that being said, I mean when like a woman is a size queen, I do think the effects are different. Does that make sense?
Say more.
I think the difference between a small penis and a large penis is a greater distance between the difference between a small booty and a big booty.
Meaning the results or the and experience for the person.
And like realized pleasure.
Oh. Yeah, I could see that. Although I will say that that the difference between like wanting, a 9-inch hog and
relax.
Yeah, what else do you call 9 inches? That's got to be a hog.
I don't like you in the outside house. I feel like you need to maybe start recording back near your wife and child.
Guess what? I can say hog as much as I want out here.
In the back house going crazy.
In the house, I got a 3 hog limit. But here, hog. No, but what I'm saying is like the difference between somebody desiring 9 inches of meat versus like somebody who's showing up with, whatever standard is the 5.5 to 7 scenario of it all is not, you're not doing that person a disservice. You're just knocking against their preference. Right. But if you're showing up with a micro penis, now we got a different conversation.
That's just what I mean.
Yeah.
Still laughing at the hog thing.
So I neither of us have really had true experiences with BBLs, but I will say that I've been around enough women with BBLs that I've never, it's never once felt like there was an odor protruding through their
That's
clothing.
what I was gonna say too. And I not to
take your time. Don't let it scare you. You'll get
I'm
there.
saying the ones that I have been around,
Yep.
the ones that I've been the closest to, I've been like, or whatever. The ones I've been the closest to are in a strip club, and that is where, if I was gonna get a whiff of something, that's where that would be the situation.
Yeah, I've been around nude BBLs. It's not. There's never been a stink.
That's what I'm saying. I just didn't want to make it. I'm not in the strip club all the time, but I mean,
no, but holidays.
Yeah. Were you there that night that a bunch of us went? You weren't there, huh?
No, I don't think so. Where did you go?
This is like before I left from LA, but it was like, I mean, this was when Jack was there. It was like Sam, Jack, and a bunch. Jordan was there. A bunch of people were there because I remember it was right after I got the Comedy Central job. And dearly departed Jack whispered in my ear, he was like, I know you got that Comedy Central job. If you spend less than $1,000 tonight, I'm telling everybody. Like whispered it to me at the ATM.
Oh, you mean like a psychopath?
Yeah.
You mean the way a crazy person would?
Yeah.
That makes sense. You mean the way a crazy child would force you to spend money you haven't made yet in Los Angeles' notoriously bad strip clubs.
Bro, we were at Deja Vu. And then they ran out of money.
Whoa.
And then they ran out of money. Like the ATM wasn't working and we had to go to another one.
The facility ran out of money.
The facility ran out of money.
That's
and not
bad.
like in a cool way. Like three of us tried to get $300. And then the funniest part was I remember Sam got on the chair and said, I'm sorry, strippers. We're leaving. This is their fault. They didn't put you in a position to win.
Oh man.
They
didn't push you in a position to win. It's such a like they're gonna have a conference afterwards to discuss how we as an organization can better strategize towards a championship.
I mean, do strippers have shift meetings?
I would hope so. I
think so.
I don't.
You don't think they have a roundup? Like,
I think the unfortunate thing with strip clubs is that it's literally capitalism in your fucking face, and so it encourages probably an individualism that isn't necessarily good for the community as a whole. You know what I mean? Like those strippers should be talking to each other and unionizing and shit.
Man, a dream of mine has always been to run an ethical strip club.
Yeah, no, it sounds cool. It does sound like respectfully the pussy would be trash, but I hope
respectfully.
I hope that you have a vision that somehow can move past that.
Why? Okay, because I had a long argument in a strip club with a friend about that.
Yeah.
Why do you think? Because he was like the same thing. He's like, nah, you gotta loosely something along the lines of, nah, you gotta be able to keep these hoes in check. I think if everybody, I don't know. I see this is like my version of communism.
And again, I'm not rooting against you. I just think part of what makes a strip club attractive to strip club guys, right? And that is the industry that maintains strip clubs. Is like the motherfuckers who truly love that shit.
They're there on Tuesday.
Part of what they need is sort of a chance for this to go further than it's supposed to go. Do you know what I mean? Like they need to be able to like, I bet if I tip her enough, I could stick my thumb in her butt, or like, I bet if, if I tell her enough stories, maybe I can get some head in the back room. It's all the icky shit that makes this thing not actually ethical. And as soon as you lay it out on the table of being like, we're ethical, we ain't never going to have none of that shit, motherfuckers is going to be like, I don't want to be here. And then the bad bitches are going to go where the money is. And
but in the world that I'm trying to set up is like, but what if we lower the bar on, like, I want it to be a place of celebration more than it's allowed to be now. I want to take all the seediness about it so me and you could just be like, hey, we're going to have a business meeting at a strip club.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I want to open it up, but I see what you're saying.
I like what you're saying, but I'm saying that businessmen are vile and they want vile shit.
They want it to be bad.
Yeah, and I think, frankly...
And the model's not broken.
The model's not broken, and that's
the money
other
out
part.
That shit right now.
Why am I choosing you over the place where I get to do the most vile shit and see the light leave these ladies' eyes? You know what I mean?
I think we bring in really high class chefs. What was that? What was that restaurant we went to in New York? You remember where they had the Douce cocktails?
Oh, damn.
Now imagine that with big ass everywhere.
No, I get it. And look, one of my dreams, while we're talking about strippers and strip club dreams, one of my dreams for my birthday, or no, it was for my bachelor party. This is what I asked for. And I think we were going to have it, but it ended up we were going to New Orleans and it ended up fucking having a hurricane that weekend. And so I had to cancel the bachelor party. It never really happened. But my ask was I wanted to do stripper karaoke. I wanted to do karaoke with just bad bitches naked, enjoying the karaoke, dancing. They could do some karaoke too. We just all hanging out doing karaoke with bad bitches.
Langston, if we do a live My Momma Told Me in Portland, I know a place. We could go do that.
I want to do that so bad.
It's very fun. It is a good time.
It's great. That sound in my head is fucking awesome, and I can't. I desperately want to do it. So please, Portland, hook it up that My Momma Told Me comes there this year. That's
Devil's
awesome.
Point. Tell the girls we're coming.
Tell the girls.
Tell the girls. I've always wanted to be that guy. Oh, David's in the house. I went to a strip club with a person who will not be named, and we went to a Mexican one, and he got a shout out, and it was out to the table from the DJ. Like we were at the table and the DJ was like, shout out to.
Okay. We have to throw to a break, but before we do, I want to know, was this person being shouted out because of fame or being shouted out because they are a frequent
fame?
Oh, that's
awesome.
Thing.
It was really cool.
It's really sad if they're getting shouted out because they're there.
No, he's back again. Well, no, because we do have to go, but I also will say, for a couple of years in San Francisco, I would do this strip clubs carry their holiday party. I would perform at their holiday party, and it would always be just the strippers, their boyfriends, and then the hardcore regulars. And that was the party. And then, but the comics would get on stage and we would tell jokes and the girls would throw money at us. And then they had crazy buffet also. Really, really good.
Were they good laughers?
Good laughers, good tippers, smoked us up a gang. Then the food was so good. It was one of the best gigs I ever, it was like a gig. I was sad when I left San Francisco and I had to give it up.
Damn.
Yeah, it was, and you made way more money because, like, if you made a dirty joke,
holy shit, they're like, that's what we do. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There was a lady who would do it with me too sometimes. Also, not to be named. She would strip a little bit, and she made a gang of money. I didn't have, quite frankly, the confidence in my body at that point.
No, that's fair. I wouldn't take my shirt off now. And
no.
There might be money for it, but nope. Can't take the risk. Can't take the possibility of somebody being like, damn, look at his nipples. Then I'm like, fuck.
I was not gonna say nipples because I knew that you are sensitive about it. That shit would hurt. Look at the big old nips.
There you go. Big nipples.
It should look like Hershey Kisses.
And then I'm just on stage getting mad for real.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
You got your arms crossed. Get him out of here.
This is supposed to be body positive. Get him out of here. I was told this was a kind, ethical strip club.
Oh,
All right, we need to take a break. We're going to be back with more Langston, more David, and more My Momma Told Me.
We say it take a village to raise a child, but what if the village is retarded? What you think it's gonna produce?
some stank ass BBLs. Langston and I are back talking about the possibility of stankin' ass Brazilian butlers.
That's right. I will say that clip, one of the things that I enjoyed for the first time hearing it in my headphones is the rumble that goes over the crowd when he asked the question. He's like, what if the villages, and then they go, oh, and some of them are obviously offended, but some are really thinking about the heavy question he just laid on them. So neither of us have come across a stinky BBL. Neither of us certainly feel like we've I guess have had a conversation with somebody. I know some people who are currently having sex with BBL subscribers, and none of them seem to be reporting back that there's a stench related to these BBLs. What does the internet say? I know you looked it up.
So in my dog, can I tell you my tabs are what is blue raspberry, Fruity Pebbles with marshmallows, Beyonce uncles, BBL smell bad.
Okay.
That was from when we first started talking, though. That wasn't just what was on there.
No, we did have a lengthy conversation about, and I don't want to overstep, but you apparently have a deep addiction to
already
blue drinks.
overstepped. Relax. I said I got a box of the shits.
No. The blue drinks is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
You have a nasty little relationship with blue drinks.
I love blue drinks. My girl called me out at the movies the other day. I just do, man. I love a blue drink. Going back to even the little jugs.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the little jugs?
Like the quarter water drinks?
Yeah. Loved the blue ones. I love blue raspberry, lemonade, blue anything. They got that Minute Maid blue. I love blue drinks. I went to Trick Daddy's restaurant, got a big old blue drink.
Damn. Is that what it was called?
I don't. I just pointed at the
Something tells me you got it right on the nose for what Trick Daddy names his blue drink.
Yeah, it's like, give me the fried rib plate and the blue shit.
And blue, please.
Yeah. I have a flight to catch.
You want a large or a double XL, honey? I liked blue a lot when because it kind of got introduced as like the new innovative flavor. M&M brought out a new one. Sour Patch Kids, they started making blue. It all was much later in the game that you got blue introduced to the shit. I will say for the drinks though, I always knew you had to cut that a little bit. You had to, you know what I mean? Like you could do blue, but then you got to mix that a little bit with that lemonade. You gotta,
yeah, I understand.
You gotta offset all that blue because that's too much pleasure at one time. You don't want,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Which is crazy because I cut other drinks. I take my blue full strength, but I do cut other drinks sometimes. I'll cut down. I cut a lot of juices with club soda. I do that pretty common.
Yeah. No, it tastes better. I like a juice with a little fizz.
I'll cut Sprite a little bit too.
If I can encourage you, I think you got to start cutting your blue a little bit.
I'm not. But here's the thing. This is why it sounds crazy. Because yes, okay, I did go see the new Mad Max, and I got a blue icy mixed with Coke icy. But I know it's not even weekly that I'm taking blue. It's like once a month, once every other. It's like it's not that often. There was a time.
I just worry that and we talked about this offline, it's the most unnatural of the colors. Yeah, like every other color that they assign to ices and drinks and shit, they exist in nature. Mm-hmm. This yellow, this green, even this specific red sort of exists in parts of nature. But that blue, that ain't nowhere you go outside.
No, it's from beyond.
And I worry about you putting so much from beyond into your person, even if it is just once a month or every other
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And now that it's been brought to my attention, I will have a crippling.
So the internet had thoughts about the potential stink of BBLs.
So the first thing that I found when I Googled it, it basically says a slight odor in the first few days after a Brazilian butt lift is normal and can be described as musty or similar to a damp towel. Funny, I didn't know musty was a real word.
Oh, you thought that was just like nigger phrasing.
For lack of a better term, yes.
I tried to think of, you heard the pause.
Yeah,
I tried to think of an alternative.
Yeah.
I was like, no, that's correct.
No, you're like, I'm in the back house. I can say it here.
Yeah.
And it says some causes of this odor include fluid discharge, poor hygiene after defecation, bacteria buildup, and sweat, which to me sort of sounds like the causes of bad odor in general.
Yeah, it doesn't sound, besides the secretions that they're referring to, it all sounds pretty backside related, whether flat or big.
Right, wash your ass. I will say also, if you get a BBL, there should be some barrier to entry. If it stinks for a couple of days, I think that's a fair trade-off.
Well, that was my concern when I was listening to this podcast in the first place, was like they were having this really impassioned conversation about the stink dangers of BBLs, and it wasn't clear to me how much of it was whether or not these women stunk because like they weren't taking care of themselves or there was something fundamentally wrong inside of the BBL, or if it was just that y'all tried to get some booty before it was finished healing. Like,
that's
how much of this is just you're fucking an open wound, my man. Like,
just
that's not.
Let it settle.
Yeah.
She just got back from the DR. Let her rest.
She had to sleep backwards on the plane because of how painful it was. Give her a minute.
And you're just trying to punish that day one? Come on, man. Like, I do think that also it feels like something that probably just, Olivia had said this, it feels like something that just comes with surgery.
Yeah. Dog, sometimes if I have too bad of a cold, I think I stink more than normal. You know what I mean? Where I'm just like, damn, you kind of funky, man. Like your whole aura is off.
If I'm on a plane for too long, I feel like I stink.
Yeah, you smell like shit.
Yeah.
Planes,
so, I mean,
if I go outside for a long walk, I stink.
Yeah. So it's like the idea, of course it should stink. Quite frankly, if it just came out ready to go, I would trust it even less.
You got to let it cook.
You got to let it breathe.
BBL is like chitlins. The beginning, stinky.
and your mama makes the best.
But some sick niggas like them. So yeah go ahead.
Where do you stand on the whole idea of BBLs, like as a whole? Are you pro, anti, indifferent?
I will not go so far as to say I'm anti, because I'm so cool with people doing whatever they want to do to their person. Like, that's not my business, and I ain't trying to be one of them dudes. I don't desire that of a person that I'm with, and a lot of times I like the way women are shaped as they are enough that, like, the idea that it becomes like sort of this manipulated form, it doesn't hit the same. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like almost too perfect and
right.
too sleek where you're like, but then, what am
That's
I
not
offering?
beauty to me.
Yeah.
Perfection is not what I'm seeking in another person.
No,
or in just beauty in the world in general.
I like the little holes in your butt and the
little
weird
dents.
sort of, nicks and nooks and crannies and shit.
I have a hard time with elective surgery in general.
Mm-hmm.
I think coming from a place where surgery is difficult, it feels like the resources to make you feel like a better version of yourself feels wasteful to me sometimes.
Sure.
That being said, we're here and you can do it. So I'm not trying to down it, but I think on the whole, it's like what I love about people is using their flaws. I love people making up for deficits. I think it's like one thing that makes humanity great. It makes people truly interesting and shit like that. So it feels like sometimes it makes me sad when people feel like they have to have a surgery to be themselves.
Yeah, and we were talking about the trends of it all earlier, and I also worry about that side of it. Like all these women who got BBLs are now suddenly taking the BBLs out, like they're recarving themselves into sort of like thinner, sleeker women, whatever. And I don't say thin to, make it that, but that's essentially what's happening. And that worries me of like, oh, you're doing this because the internet told you to? Right. That's fucking crazy.
Internet's you're never going to win that game either. You might for a little bit, but.
And we don't know how long BBLs last. You know what I mean? Like we ain't never seen no old BBL.
We have not.
These bitches might be dying at 55. And so you took all that from your lifespan just to satiate the likes? That worries me more than the act itself. Its motivation and and the actual reasoning for it is more the concern than the decision.
I also, because I am on the fence about it a lot, because it's also like, it is your body. I should have no say in what you do 100%. Physically that makes you feel good. You know what I mean? As long as you're not harming others, it's really not up to me.
No, not at all. But I do worry for myself about, I don't think that I could see myself with a partner who needed that. I don't know that, to your point, that necessarily is going to match socially with like my character. Right. Because I like to talk shit. I like to pick out people's insecurities.
You're smiling while you're even saying it.
And I don't know that, I'm going to be able to like tease you the way that I want to tease you when we got this big old secret that we both like holding on to.
Is it do people keep it secret? I feel like the people that I've known who have had them are fairly open about it. But is it like some people are?
I think it kind of depends on the community and class of it all. You know what I mean? That like, I think there are some people I know who are super open about it. And there are some people who like will never say a word unless somehow it becomes a very private conversation about what they've had done to themselves. Fair. And so like the comedy community, I feel like skews everything, right? Because our whole thing is being too open about shit.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Are there a lot of comics with BBLs though?
I don't know any.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I don't.
But I know a bunch.
It is a hilarious thing for a comedian to do.
That'd be hilarious. If Chris Rock gets a BBL. The nigga already showing us his abs. Show us that big old butt, Chris Rock.
Do a 360.
Honestly, if Chappelle got a BBL, it would really change this obsession with trans people in a very interesting way.
I'd be back into it. If Chappelle just got a big old fake ass, I'd be like, all right, that's pretty cool.
I mean, this nigga's got a lot more wrestling in his
Yeah.
head than he's been able to acknowledge so far in these specials. Give him time. He might land on something.
I think we were just scratching the surface with the trans. There's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, we're watching the stages of grief. He's at anger right now. Let's wait till he gets to acceptance. I got a good feeling about this.
But no, yeah, it's such a complicated issue because now that I think about it even more in my head, it is like, even with the resources things, it's like, that's such an idealist. You know what I mean?
Nobody has
the time and the space
anything
here. Yeah, whatever.
But honestly, and this is part of what
cars use cobalt from the DRC. Where were we?
That's what I mean. It's like part of what America does to people is it tricks you into thinking you have all the opportunities in the world, and the reality is we're all going broke, spending money on shit we don't need. It just so happens that some people are choosing don't need that you can physically see, and some of us are doing it with fucking
blue drinks
and weird couches and shit. You know what I mean?
Don't put the drink on the couch though.
Hey, you better keep your blue away from my couch.
Here's my big question. In the argument, did it seem like did it feel like they were talking out of their ass, or did they seem no pun intended, talking out of their side of their necks? Did it feel like, was there merit, or were they just yelling about women?
No, these were let me be clear, this was a podcast of two men who had no educational background relating to this subject and certainly no real insights. They were just speaking from not even as much personal experience, but like a motherfucker told them who told another motherfucker that his girl BBL stink, and they were arguing emotionally about it.
Okay, because that's also the hard thing, is like all this stuff seems so rooted in being anti-woman.
Yeah, and I do think at the core of it, it's probably what this BBL stink is.
Like,
right?
it sounds
It's
like some shit some dirty ass dude would say. I don't like BBLs, they stink. And it's like,
it was like, oh,
BBLs don't like you.
You mean that all the two girls who have BBLs won't fuck you, and therefore they must be, and you can't figure out a physical flaw anymore because they've been shaped into perfect. So you're like, but they stink. Their insides are rotting or whatever.
Yeah, because they didn't answer your side-eye emoji you slid to their DMs at 3 a.m.
Right, because they don't reply when you write, you sure have grown underneath their fucking Instagram pictures.
Such beautiful eyes.
Have a nice day. That's the creepiest
one. Man, hot women, like, bad bitch, like, comment section is a cesspool.
It's unbelievable the things that women have to deal with on a daily basis.
Bro, especially because sometimes as a dude, you'd be like, well, it's not all of us. And then you go to the bad bitch comment section, and it is just like, nope, that's a school principal. That's a postal worker.
What the fuck? That's my father.
He said he was at work.
Yeah, no, it's fucking nuts. Dan Soder has a really funny joke about,
he does have a good bit about the comment section.
About the comment section in his new special. But yeah, it's fucking, oh my God. It's insane the things that they've had to deal with. And truly, and it be over stuff that didn't even require that energy.
Bro, men are so bad at the internet, I don't have an answer for it.
No.
People be like, man, you're going crazy, and all you could be like, yeah, I don't have I don't have any I don't have a solution. I don't have a way out.
It's one of the things that I've always felt pretty passionately about as it relates to like my political leanings and socio-political position is like, I'm never going to defend men. Now, I ain't going to be one of these dudes that comes out and is like, fuck men, we're vile. Like, that's our business. But I'm never once going to go in some public space and be like, men are getting it wrong. or being
Or
wrong.
getting a raw
yeah, like nope. Yeah, whatever it is, we probably did it. I can't say it's all of us, and I'm not going to take that kind of responsibility in this, but boy, oh boy, is that probably true.
It's not great out here.
It's not great out here, and I know a lot of people not being great. And what does that say about me? I don't know. That's not my job in this podcast. I do the
Brother,
research.
I'm just trying to get to tomorrow, man. I don't
All right, we're going to take one more break. We're going to be back with more David, more Langston, and more My Momma Told Me.
I got no friend in this village.
And I have no friends with stinking ass BBLs. We are back. All booty's good booty, smells delicious. That's not true. That was
crazy.
I did that to
you're
impress
talking
you
pretty
guys.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We're still talking about the possibility that BBLs stink, and it does seem as if we've both landed on this being more a product of deep-seated hatred for women than a genuine health concern for the women that have taken these procedures.
I think so. I think people don't want to see a quick come up or what's perceived as a quick come up.
Yeah, I guess what I would encourage, and this is actually inspired by something Olivia sent, but what I would encourage for the men who feel this weird hatred where you want to go and talk shit about women and their bodies in a way that doesn't make sense for your actual lived experience. What I would encourage you to do is figure out a way to make some money off of this hatred. Olivia sent us a very smart idea where she said BBL scented candles. And to me, that's a big business opportunity for you, the man-hating woman who's looking for a way to both like get attention, but also remind women that they hold no value in your life.
Yeah, come on. Put it right next to your Erykah Badu pussy incense.
Which you hate.
Not me. I tried. It sells out in like 2 minutes.
It is. It's a big profit opportunity. You can serve a community that actually enjoys whatever these women are. You know what I mean? Like if you tell me there's a BBL scented candle, I only presume it's a good smell.
Yeah. I want my bathroom to smell like that.
Yeah, I assume it is a fantastic smell.
I want to have a dinner party and have people come over and say, "Is that BBL?"
Yeah, it's your boy pulling you aside.
Hey.
Say, man, I want to blow up your spot, but it smells like BBL in here. And you're like, brother, have I got a tip for you?
I open the closet.
And it always will, my man. You have to start finding a way to embrace women, even if it just means a way of lining your pockets. Stop living your life sort of deeply hating 51% of the population.
If there's one thing I know is that them bad bitches don't care.
They don't give a fuck, man.
About your stinking ass.
They don't give a fuck about nothing. You ever try to make eye contact with a bad bitch and she ain't interested?
Unfortunately, yes.
It don't matter what you do. You be coughing and doing little twists with your body just to see if she'll look up. Nothing.
Have you ever been like out in a public? This is the most painful bad bitch I think I've ever had. Is like we were all out. It was like two groups of people sitting next to each other in a bar. Mm-hmm. And then like kind of my friends left and her friends left. And I like turned to just try to talk to her, and the look. The look on her face. Man. And I wasn't even on it. Like, it was just like, we've all been generous. You know, like when there's two groups together and music comes on and you're pointing at each other, like, we're partying.
We were communing a little bit. It
isn't crazy for me to open up a line of dialogue.
This wasn't a cold call, baby girl. We had primed for this.
Yeah. Oof. That one. I'm remembering her face.
No, it truly, and I guess what is upsetting as a man in those moments is not, obviously you have no reason or you don't owe me anything, but there were never under any circumstances in the world where a bad bitch walks in the room that I don't attempt to make eye contact. Even if she wasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If she throws even a glance over at me, I'm already looking, baby girl.
Yeah,
don't worry.
come on, I'm over here.
I'm already posed up for you. I was just waiting for you to come home.
And instead, you leave the reaction just hating yourself.
Yeah.
You're just like, I wish I wasn't wearing this fucking shirt.
But then on the flip, it's like women can just go through their lives and not notice us. That's to me sounds crazy. But
I think many do and have.
It's wild to me because that's not how I treat y'all. And that's more importantly, I just want to be treated the way I treat others. And y'all don't do that. It's not right.
It's because they're better than us.
It's fuck. Well, I think we did it.
We did. We said a lot of stuff.
We said a lot of stuff. It was all documented. The podcast successful. Do you want to tell the people where they can find you? What cool shit you have going on?
Yeah. Cool Guy Jokes 87 on Instagram. Patreon.com/David Gborie. Dropping some interviews and shit like that. Getting ready for the special. Gonna drop it on there. Birth of a Nation with the G. Very funny title. That's all I got.
Hell yeah. Follow Gborie, subscribe, do all this shit. And as always, if you want to follow me, you can find me at Langston Kerman on all platforms. I'll be there. I'm waiting and I'll be ready. And if you want to send us your own drops, your own conspiracy theories, if you want to tell us that BBLs, in fact, have a special scent that is better than a natural booty, then send it all to mymommapod@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. MyMommaToldMe.merchtable.com for the merch. And so, like, subscribe, do all the things.
Rate.
Review even. I don't know if that's an option, but Reddit, thread, do all the stuff that makes this thing keep kicking. And that's the whole shebang. Bye, bitch.
How is my man supposed to schmeat his meat with this shit, bro? What the fuck?